Mm. Good morning, my coffee outlaws, and welcome to the Smart Life Club. This is a Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Hellman. I'm so glad you're here. Listen, if you're new, do me a favor and put your name down there below so I know who you are and I can meet you as well. And also, if you're watching the replay, do me a favor and put hashtag replay in there. Hashtag replay. And so the other thing is, listen, if you're on YouTube, welcome. We're not quite sure what we're doing there yet, but we're going live every single day on YouTube, and we're trying to grow this new platform of YouTube Live and see how that goes. And we're learning as we grow. What do we do at the Coffee Break Show? We share inspiration, we share motivation, we share ideas, tips, tricks, tools, and we have fun. We have a coffee break together. We go back to work. We're more productive for the day. We're happier for the day. We've connected for the day, and we have a great time at doing that. We go every day, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, we go live at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, 12 Eastern, and 9 Pacific. And if you tune in, you can go ahead and be with us and have some fun. Yesterday was a great day. I just want to thank our Wednesday welcome guest, our Wednesday Coffee Break Show welcome guest, and that was Felicia Slattery, and she just hit it out of the park. We do have another coming up. We're going to post up the next guest on our show for the Wednesday welcome, and we're going to have an equally good time. And I want to let you know that next Wednesday's welcome guest is going to be broadcasting with us from the land down under. That's right. We're going all the way across the pond. Well, that'd be to the UK. I'm sorry. We're all the way going across the ocean to the Ring of Fire over there. And we're going to meet Tracy Wilson. Tracy Wilson is going to be our next guest. And she's fire. You guys are going to love her. She is outstanding. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. If you haven't been on the show before, please leave a comment, leave a name so we know who you are. Hello and good morning, Donald. Nice to see you on. Listen, today is Thursday. Today's Thursday, and that's like, it's a fun day for me because we have Taco Thursday as well as Taco Tuesday. And at the end of that Taco Thursday or Tuesday, at the end of the day, we have this big taco party, and then we play, a couple of games of train and some other game night for us. It's really fun. And all my, my friends come over and some of my business partners, and we hang out and have a great time. However, today I was thinking about a conversation one of my mentors had with me, and they were looking at, how we fill our time, how we fill our day, how we fill our responsibilities. And one of the things they told me is when you're trying to avoid something, we have a tendency to fill it up with something that's even mundane, as long as we don't have to face the thing that we have to do that we're frightened of. And so one of the questions he asked me is, if you could eliminate one thing from your daily schedule, what would that be and why? And I was like, okay, what would that be and why? And so right away, good morning, Lori. Nice to see you on. I hope you all have your beverage of choice, which in my case is coffee, which in your case, I hope is whatever you like coffee. But if it isn't, and you're having hot chocolate or tea, you're still welcome. Thank you for being here. But this is the Coffee Break Show. Nice to see you on. And what we're talking about today is, if you could eliminate one thing from your daily schedule, what would it be and why? And why is that important to know? I mean, that's what this is a question my mentor asked me. And at the time that he asked me, I had 2 small kids and everything that went along with having young kids. And I was like, oh, laundry. If I could eliminate the laundry, oh my gosh, that would be really great. And then he was like, what else? And I was like, okay, house cleaning. I would eliminate house cleaning from my day. Absolutely all of it. Lori says she's having chocolate tea today. That sounds really good. Anyway, so I want to know, what would you eliminate and why? And so the reason I would eliminate laundry is because it takes hours to do, hours that I could be putting towards creating something like a book or a program or a show or a topic of some sort. And so what happened was I put the post up early today, and what ended up happening was everybody started answering under the post. I would eliminate my job so I could do my business. I would eliminate, housekeeping because, I think I should get a housekeeper. One of the best things I had ever done in my life is have a housekeeper. When we hired a housekeeper, it loosened up so many responsibilities for us because it's just done. The whole thing is just done and done for you. And what happens when you start to gather money? Well, people, they start gathering money and they want to buy toys and clothing and houses. And that is not the smartest thing to do. So what my mentor was trying to tell me was, here are the things that you want to eliminate up front that will help you be more successful over time because you don't have to focus on them. There are things that you can outsource right now that are hanging over your head, that are taking time from the thing that'll set you free and keeping you trapped because you got to get them done. And your mindset says, I've got to get this done. So here's what I have found out. I have found out that if I leave the dishes in the sink, when I get home, they'll still be there. So if I work that extra hour, they'll still be there. And if I do something, it's like it'll still be there when you get back. Some people, though, they feel like I can't go to bed until the house is clean. And that's my house. Our house is so clean all the time that, you could do surgery in it or something. But that's how we like to keep it. And so what are the things that you would like to remove from your life? And as we started going deeper, he started pointing out a couple of things that I want to point out to you. It said, like, if I could eliminate one daily thing from my schedule, I would eliminate my toxic thinking. Any toxic thinking. We spend so much time wasted with thoughts that don't benefit us, thoughts that help lower our productivity. And so if I could eliminate one thing, it's like if you clean your house, don't you want to clean your mind? It's part of your house. It's your productivity house. Hey, Suzanne, nice to see you. Nice to see you on. I miss you, man. The accounting work for my businesses. Yes. Accounting is not fun. That I would definitely outsource that. Hey, MJ, nice to see you. Let's see. Good morning. What daily responsibility can you eliminate or outsource to give yourself more time each day? And when we start looking at that, what we end up having is more free time. And what ends up happening is we have more productive time, because you would not know how much you ruminate on stuff you have to do. That long checklist that's like, I got to get this done, 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 this done. I write it down because that way it's out of my mind. And there's something very fulfilling for me when I write a list of stuff to do. And I'm like, I got that done. And I got that done. And I got that done. And I got that done. Those things make me feel good. And then they make me feel productive. And what I have found when I eliminate some of these tasks, when I really eliminate them, I find myself more productive. My head game is better and I'm more creative. I'm like, all this unnecessary stuff. One of the best, most important things we did for years was hire a cook. We had a cook that would come in and cook for us. We had a housekeeper that cleans for us. We have all of those things done for us. And we concentrate on the things that allow us to grow and serve more people. Serving more people. We created a couple of jobs and people like that. The food was really good. It came in on time. We got to pick what we wanted. You would be surprised how inexpensive it is to hire a cook. Because a lot of times, if you go out to dinner a lot, and you start adding up the cost of going out to dinner a lot and hiring a cook, you'll find that hiring a cook will keep you healthier and is often less expensive than going to the restaurant all the time. And I constantly, if I stop to break for lunch, I'm working at lunch. I'm doing an interview. I'm looking at something. I do a radio show or I'm doing a podcast interview at the same time. I do the meeting at the same time I'm eating. I always multitask around that meal, but one of the things that I don't normally do is prepare the meal. I'm usually, maybe on a weekend I prepare breakfast because I like breakfast. But normally, if you can remove those things out of your way, you will end up creating space for you to actually feel stress-free and get more done. Let's see. Suzanne says it pulls on me and hangs over me. I'll say it does. That having that accounting is not fun. I use the accounting systems that are so automated right now. You hook everything up, and when you use your corporate card or whatever card, it puts it in places for you, things for you. If you do it by receipts, oh my gosh, it can be very time consuming. I agree with that. Hey, Marie Jo, nice to see you. I agree with the writing down part. It spells commitment. It does do that. And when I write it down, more importantly, I don't forget it. And that's the thing for me, because, when you get a good idea, you want to accomplish something or whatever, and you think you can hold it in your mind, later you're like, there was something I was supposed to do. What was the thing I was supposed to do? And you lose it from right then. And what I also know is, if somebody says a great title for a book, like I've done this, I have been having dinner with friends and I'm sitting there and I keep my phone with me because I use notes. I'll write the note, I'll talk the note, I'll send me a text. And what happens is I'm like, ooh, that's a good title for a book. So I'll just throw it on my list of book titles, because people will say them. People will say great book titles for you. And if you're paying attention, you can grab them, and or topics to talk about. So what happens when you start being able to manage your outcomes? Well, one of the things my mentor told me is, when you've outsourced all the unnecessaries, when you've outsourced all of them and you've loosened up your creativity and your productivity goes up, you will see that your money goes up. And as soon as your money goes up, you want to outsource the next thing, because you start outsourcing them one at a time. I want to pop over here. Hey, Scott, nice to see you. Thank God for our other halves that can do those things that we don't want to do, because chores always have to get done. You're so right. You're so right. If you have a great better half like I have, chores get done fast. They're done quickly. They're done immediately. And you don't have to worry about them. And I do have a better half. I do have somebody who absolutely makes it so that I can be creative and I can do what I need to do. MJ, I'm a list girl too. Need it and love it. Yes, yes. I want to let you know that Karen has the never-ending list. It's almost a unicorn list. But if you have it, then that's good. Scott, may I borrow yours? Ha, ha, ha. That was good. Chores and cooking. Those are the things you would eliminate. Chores and cooking. And it's simple. It's a simple process to have somebody who supports you. But if you're Wonder Woman at your house and you are doing it all, you may want to ask for help and say, look, I'm not very into doing this part of it. But here's the thing. Success enters through when you make space for it, when you make room for it. Like, for instance, just recently, I had a friend of mine who broke up with a boyfriend, and she wanted to wait for what she calls the dude, when the new dude comes. So she cleaned out everything of his. She made space, completely rearranged her house and her rooms and everything else, because that was the old there. And she knew the old energy needed to leave so that new energy can arrive. And that's the whole basis. Hang on, I need to get a sip of coffee here. That's the whole basis for being able to create room for more to enter. And when we have our day so filled up, so filled up, so filled up, if you really look at it, what my mentor was calling me out on was saying, Vickie, you fill your day with chores and things to do. You fill your day with have to get this done, have to get this done, have to get this done, to avoid doing this, the parts that you don't like. So when Suzanne says accounting hangs over your head, it's really true. Accounting can hang over your head. And for me, there's a point where you pick in your mind, well, the accounting has to be done, but so does the laundry. And they both suck. It's not fun to get either one of those done. But if you get it down on your list and you're like, okay, accounting is done and this is done, and that follow-up list keeps you accountable to the point where you can make room, move things out of the way for something else to come in. So I use QuickBooks Online, and I like the automated part of QuickBooks Online. I think the monthly cost I pay for it is worth the time. And if you outsource those things in a good way, then what ends up happening is you have time to do the things that you are great at, your wheelhouse. And for me, that's content creation. I want to be content creating. I want to be talking to people. I want to be writing to people. I want to be content creating. So if I'm avoiding and thinking, well, gosh, I better do the dishes, I always ask myself, what am I avoiding? Oftentimes it'll be like, I'm not sure what to write about. And then I have to stop myself and I say, of course you don't know what to write about. Look what you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself you're not sure what to write about. So instead I say, this great topic's going to come in front of me and I'm going to be able to write about it right then. And bam, the topic comes every single time. And so what happens is you start retraining what you allow in your space, what you're in charge of actually. So I want to go over here. Unicorn list. That's right, baby. That's what Karen said. Success happens when you make room for it. That is absolutely correct, Karen. Success happens when you make room for it. And by the way, I think that's the cup today. Success happens when you make room for it. Hey, Lori, nice to see you. I'm a single mama Wonder Woman. You certainly are. I got to admit it. You are a Wonder Woman. What you do is amazing. Doing it all, sometimes not so successfully, laugh out loud. Not sure how to ask for help and can't afford to pay for it. So I guess I'll start visualizing, taking steps in that direction, and it'll all magically transform. Well, you don't have to pay for it. You could barter for it. What if you had somebody, clean your house and you traded them a photo shoot? That would be a really good swap. Somebody could do that for you. Or if you have somebody cooking for you for a week and you swapped a website for them or something, you could do that and get some break time there as well, maybe barter for it. Hey, Barb, good morning. Hey, Barb, I have been enjoying, I'm not sure how you're doing Making King Talk, but it's entertaining and I like it. Just came inside, warming up and catching up, coffee in hand. Good morning, everyone from Barb. Good morning. Cup already created. That's good. See, this is the Coffee Break Show, and this is why I want to do it. Now, most people don't have a list of what they want to outsource first. And when I was sitting with my mentor that day, and he said, this is what you're avoiding, what would you remove first? He made me put a list up. What's the number one thing I would remove first? And I was like, laundry. And with that, I got to tell you, I don't think I have done a load of laundry in 15 years. Maybe 20 actually, but somewhere around there, 15, 20 years. Haven't done a load of laundry. So the second thing I was like, okay, cooking. And at the time, the way I outsourced cooking was I went out to eat and I took my work with me. But then the drive time because I live rurally, the drive time to wherever I was going to go out to eat, it was pretty far. And I really didn't like how far that was. So I hired a cook inside for a long time. We had a long time. That worked out really well. And then our chef moved to a different state. And I was like, okay, that took care of that. And I haven't found a good chef yet. Or the right one yet. And so we create meals in a day. We make like quiches and things like that you can just heat and eat, or we go somewhere and somebody cooks for us as well. But then what's the third thing you want to outsource? What are the ones you want to outsource? You want to outsource, like I was doing accounting just like Suzanne. It's so time consuming, weighs on you. And when I outsourced it to QuickBooks, I found, oh God, that's such a relief. Goes from there to my bookkeeper, to my accountant, everything gets stamped, it's done, it's mailed off, bam, it's done. And so what happens when you say, well, I can't afford that. I can't afford to hire I can't afford to do A. So what happens when you say that is, well, you are whatever you say you are. Your life is whatever you say you are. So if you say, I'm going to discover how I can outsource some of these things in a fair way, you'll find that you'll begin to outsource them and do it one at a time. Just do one thing. You don't have to go, here's the things that the whole list of the things I would outsource, and I'm going to outsource all of them. If you can, do it. But if you can't, if you're like, hi, I have to gradually implement, then you can say, I'm discovering how to gradually implement outsourcing these items, and look at it, outsourcing these items, and actually spend some time doing it. Outsource those things. Put yourself in the aces in your places. So somebody comes to me and they're like, can you make a sales funnel for me and I'll swap you this? I'm like, yeah, 2 hours of that. That's creative. Boom, I can do it. I'll get a testimonial from them. They'll be like, she's great to work with. And, suddenly you can make a maneuver. Some Facebook user said, good morning. Somebody give me a name of that Facebook user. Good morning, Facebook user. And so what happens when you begin to take control of the things that you don't want to do? Here's what happened for me, because my mindset, I grew up in the era, and most people do, it's like women's work is this and men's work is this. What you find out is that's a lie. There is no this and this. Or because you're the woman, you're responsible for this and this and this and this. And now Wonder Women are everywhere. There are women who are heads of households, who are the breadwinners, who are still with their lazy husbands, not having backup, where they're still grocery shopping, they're still cooking, they're still doing the laundry, they're still doing everything, and the husbands aren't helping. And those husbands who realize that it's a partnership, not an ownership, those are the marriages that succeed. And when you get to those husbands who are like, yes, I'll give the children a bath, yes, I'll do the laundry, those are the men that you got to hang on and love forever. And when you're a man that stands by your family and realizes that you're a great cook, like, I got to give kudos. Donnie is a really great cook. Donald Gifford, if you ever can have a meal by him, you want to eat at his house at least once. And so if you have somebody who's really great at cooking and will step in and do that, etc., and they're willing to do that to make sure that you have enough space to be productive, man, you've got that done. But if you can eliminate one thing from your daily schedule, and what would that be, and why has to be filled in? Why do you want to eliminate it? Well, I want to eliminate this because then I can spend time doing this. There has to be, well, if you're just like, well, I don't like to do this, so you do it, that's not cool either. It's not like your spouse is born to do everything that you're scared of doing, or everything that you hate doing, or everything that you're supposed to do because of the gender you are. Whatever that is, that has to be stopped. That has to be, you can't just thrust that on somebody else. If you get to the point where you don't like doing something and they don't like doing something, you need to hire a third party, like Mary Maids, to come and you clean your house. And that way, or, if you don't like doing it, your husband doesn't like doing it, and then you force your kids to do it, and they're like, you're just forcing us to do what you don't like to do, and that's not fair. That to me is like, outsource it. Let's concentrate on the thing that you actually want to do. Now, I want to pop over here for a second. Donnie says, my mom raised 4 kids, worked full time, and went to school at night to receive 2 degrees. Now that's Wonder Woman too. She paid a neighbor lady to do and fold the laundry. There was a lot of laundry. Yeah, with 4 kids, there's a lot of laundry. She went on to be a very successful woman who was a single parent. That's correct. It's like how we manage our time. We think there are rules to managing our time. Well, one of the things that when I was with my mentor, they're so wealthy. If you're like a multimillionaire or a billionaire, you have a house manager. It's an actual title of a job. You have a house manager that comes in and manages everything about your house so that you don't have to do it, including grocery shopping, laundry, car repairs. They completely manage your overall house. And usually when you're a billionaire or multi-millionaire, you have, 25,000 square foot home, but you have more than one home. You usually have 2, 3, maybe 5 homes. And you have a house manager who manages all your homes and manages what goes on in those homes. So maybe you are in California on the weekend and, Washington, D.C. during the week, and you're going back and forth at home. And your house manager manages every aspect of it. They manage the maid system, the delivery system, everything about the house gets managed by someone else. So that your mindset begins to think differently. Part of outsourcing what you're doing is so important. Now, I've gotten to the point where I outsource some of the business stuff I don't like to do as well. I want to really concentrate on what it is that I do well. And so if you have your aces in your places in your business, you'll have really great partners that are strong in the opposite way you are. It's like if you're not strong at this and they're strong at this, but you're strong at another thing and they make a complete and whole unit, you can get tons of stuff done, tons of stuff. So one of the things that I started off with as a mentor, they said, get really good at what people don't like to do, and you can make a lot of money. So here's the thing. It's how I started. I started off learning everything that everybody hated it. And in my agency, I learned not to hate it because I was making a boatload of money at it. And I understood that the difference between you hating it, like so many people hate doing a business plan. They need a business plan and they hate it. So I in my agency, I remember seeing about 150 different business plans per year, redoing them, rewriting them, and just being good at that and making 6 figures a year. And I mean, well into the 6 figures, not I made 100,000 a year. I mean, well into the 6 figures doing the things that people hated. That was my jump start into a lot of things. It opened up a lot of opportunities for me. It led me a lot of things. So what I try to do now is not hate everything. What I try to do now is find an app for everything. I want to let you know there's an app out for everything. There's an app for everything. So if you want to go ahead and eliminate the things in your daily schedule and you don't know what they are, and you ask yourself, what would it be? You will empower your wealth muscle. I'm telling you, you will empower your wealth muscle if you write them down and begin to take the step as to say, okay, I want to outsource this. How am I going to do that? Show me how I'm going to do that. And then you'll be able to outsource something and maybe work with one more client. Or, work another hour and make $250, $500, whatever you charge. You'll be able to do more. I think that there are a lot of Wonder Women out there that don't need to be Wonder Women. I don't know how to make that, better for you. I do know that as soon as you begin to outsource, you're going to take all that Wonder Woman power and you're going to put that Wonder Woman power in the place it needs to be in order for you to have more cash flow, more success, more everything. So to me, love apps. I do too. Irene, is that you? Is that who's there? Is that Irene? Let's see. Freddie, nice to see you. Donald, your mother sounds like a role model to which all of us can aspire, said Karen. Yes, she was. Freddie, nice to see you. Freddie says, I absolutely agree. If you can automate or outsource those items so that you can streamline your life and focus on productivity, do it. But don't neglect them. When you let mundane tasks pile up, you'll drag yourself down. Oh my God, girlfriend, this is wisdom from above. The pile up of little stuff will begin to hamper your productivity. That's the key right there. That's absolutely the key. I want to read that again, Freddie, because it was so important. It says, I absolutely agree. If you can automate or outsource those items so that you can streamline your life and focus on productivity, do it. But don't neglect them. When you let mundane tasks pile up, you'll drag yourself down. The pile up of little stuff will begin to hamper your productivity. Hey, Kelly sings. Kelly sings up here somewhere. You'll see a little thing that says StreamYard/Facebook. Click on that and click the blue button. Just click the blue link that's there and it'll let me see your name. Thank you very much. It's nice to be here. So one of the things when you're outsourcing all of these things, it does streamline your life and it transforms your thoughts completely. And I would bet everyone will benefit by doing this at least once. At least outsource one thing, begin to learn how to outsource at that time. And you will find such a great feeling, a empowering feeling. We all need Rosie from the Jetsons to free up or help us catch up with those daily mundane tasks. Yes, Rosie, that's right. I bet those are coming. I bet in the near future, we are going to see and implement robots that'll do the laundry for us, the accounting for us. Ooh, those are going to be great. Yes, Vickie, do what others do not want to do. My friend started a cleaning business and now it has private and commercial clients. Wow. I need that Wonder Woman power. Yes, everybody does, Sean. I think Wonder Woman power is great. All right, you guys, that's what I have you on this Thursday. Go outsource something. Tomorrow's Friday. I can't wait. I'm excited about that. And I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Peace out. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.